I'm not no saint. Like, if anybody who knows me for years, like, you already know, like, this girl is not no saint, but she's changing her life, and that's what really matters. You will have men who will try to say things to you like, you didn't do this with this person, or why you gotta start now with me. Boy, I don't care if I just did it yesterday. If I decide today that I don't want to do it no more, then I don't want to do it no more. Period.
Guys, I got to a point in my life where I was so tired of experiencing meaningless situations where it ultimately involved intimacy. I was not feeling mentally satisfied or mentally stimulated in that regard. Of course, other ways of stimulating were taking place, but it was doing nothing for me. It wasn't beneficial to me. I wasn't enjoying it.
I have lived so many different phases of my life where I have, you know, gone out and acted like a that's the truth. I've done that. But I don't see any harm in it if guys could do it too. You know what I mean? So don't even come at me, boys out there that want to call me a because guys do that shit too. You know?
I think I downloaded the apps initially, like dating apps, because I was so conditioned to just like hop back on the horse, so to speak. The horse being sex. But I quickly was miserable on there, so deleted all those super fast.
The foolishness of dating promiscuous women being celibate. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Before we get into this, I want to make this clear. Celibacy or being celibate is not a bad thing. There are a lot of benefits that come with it. This video highlights promiscuous women being celibate. Credit to the women for sharing their story. This channel is for educational purposes. We do not hate women or promote hatred towards women. So please do not go to their channels to trash them or anything in that regard. Now it's time for us to dive into this and do what we have to do. Because we men ain't we? We men ain't we?
So I booked myself this little staycation situation for me, myself, and I, because I am celebrating 1 year of celibacy, sexual abstinence, and now
Red flag. When an experienced man hears that a woman is celibate for a year, he's out. When an experienced man sees hands, fingers full of tattoos, he's out. For some guys, nose piercings are also a red flag. However, we're here for educational purposes, so we'll stay a little longer. She's clearly not a virgin, and 9 out of 10 times these women become celibate for a reason or multiple reasons. She will explain her reason soon.
When I first started having sex, I just didn't stop at all, ever, until a year ago. I was constantly physically intimate with other people. One, because I really liked it. I enjoy sex and I'm good at it, and it's just like, it's been an activity that I really like to do. I started having sex relatively late.
There you have it. A lot of booty tap dancing with multiple booty tap dancing partners, and she's loving it. When a woman has multiple sex partners, her pair bonding abilities diminish. What I like about her story is that she's aware of what she's doing, and that's why I'm going to let her explain herself.
What I mean by trauma response, at least as far as my case is concerned, is that kind of using sex as a vehicle to regain control over my body and to kind of make up for instances wherein I either wasn't in control or power was taken from me, and so kind of doubling down to reclaim.
This is interesting. It's more than just smashing around. It gives her this feeling of power, this feeling of control. She talks about a trauma response. To give you an example, you dump your girlfriend, she's pissed off, and now she sleeps with someone else the next day, and she lets you know about it so she can feel powerful and in control. A lot of times, this only makes the situation worse, and that's where the celibacy comes in, because sex is not power. Let's continue.
For the first 6 months, I didn't really realize.
I have to interrupt real quick because she's highlighting something very important on the screen. It says, at this point in time, I was still in a long distance open relationship. We'll get back to that later. Let's continue.
It hadn't really occurred to me that celibacy could be an option for me. And then coming out of my relationship over the summer, I was really confused about my sense of self-worth. And so intimacy, physical, emotional, just it was not happening. It felt impossible and maybe nauseous, to be honest. So at that point, I made the more conscious decision to finish out the year celibate.
After her breakup, she was confused about her sense of self-worth. This is gold. I don't know who broke up with who, and I don't know why the breakup happened, but I do know that sex ain't power. Your average looking woman can sleep with many guys. They get DMs and Tinder matches all day, every day. They know this.
And before you guys start saying like, oh, you probably just don't have sex because you can't have any, I'm pretty sure I can go find a penis or a vagina somewhere. Just saying.
Exactly. Women can find pussy if they want to. But your punani can't get the man that you want to marry you. Can't get the man that you want to stay faithful to you. Can't get the man that you want to see you as more than just punani. Sex ain't power. The only power that you have is the power that a man gives you. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Now you're confused about your self-worth. Now sex doesn't feel powerful anymore and it makes you nauseous.
You know what I mean? I've been someone who's always wanted marriage and family and, you know, children and stuff like that. But I was partaking in casually and, you know, with individuals who ultimately didn't matter. You know what I mean? There's no connection there. They wanted one thing. They would supremely lead me on and I would fall for it because I love love. I love romance. I love like the fairy tale of finding your person and everything like that. I don't like the casualness of something so short and so periodic that you know, there's no longevity in anything. There's no commitment. I need commitment. I'm the person who needs commitment.
There are reasons why a woman's virginity is important. The value of punani has dropped because women let us man hit it. Without marriage, without relationships, hell, some guys don't even have to buy you a drink. When you hear these celibacy stories, most women are not talking about becoming a better woman, not only for themselves, but also for the men that they want to attract. Just being celibate is not going to cut it. That's why I give props to this girl right here.
Getting a therapist was the best thing I could do to really understand why I wanted to stop having sex and what my issues were with other people, like with regard to intimacy, like why it felt so impossible and things like that. So those are issues that I work through with my therapist. But just being able to not have to, or just not using sex as a coping mechanism or as a way to process or explicitly ignore my issues or things that are bothering me.
Therapy is a big plus because celibacy is not enough. However, the damage is already done. All that DNA of the previous partners that you have collected like the infinity stones cannot be snapped away with celibacy and therapy. That's why dating these promiscuous turned celibate newborn Christian women is foolishness. And I have to mention that 2 of the ladies in this video have an OnlyFans account. Can't make this shit up.
I'm not trying to last until a year. I'm not trying to last until 2 years. I don't have a time limit for my celibacy. What it is I am just saving it now until I meet someone that really deserves it, you know?
This video has officially been highlighted.